Welcome. It's the Bell Tap Wrestling Video Podcast live on YouTube. We're not live.
Well,
we're recording.
Yeah.
But we're on YouTube, baby. Here we are. It is the best damn uncle-nephew wrestling video podcast on the internet that we know of. I'm Joe. He's Mike. Oklahoma in the house. New York in the house. We getting this done. Mike, how you been, bud?
I've been all right. Yesterday I had a wrestling tournament. Came up short.
How short come up?
A match, but overall it was a good day. I'm tired. I'm sore. It's 11:45 right now in New York time.
How far did you get in your tournament?
What I got to the semifinals.
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Semifinals. That's a good work, man. Congratulations. You did good, sounds like.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, 'tis the season. It's Christmas time. Just quick announcements starting next week. Not starting next week. Next week, we probably won't have a show. I'm heading your way. I'm going to New York. Spend a little family time for Christmas. But scheduling-wise, things are a little wackadoo. And we're probably not going to find the time to get to a Bellcast show. A Bell Tap podcast show. If we can, awesome. But apologies ahead of time to anybody who views that we're probably not going to have a show next week.
But yeah, that's basically it. How have you been?
I've been good. I'm a little under the weather this week, but nothing too serious. Drinking my agua and make sure the throat's good to go, but definitely showing a lot of improvement there. But ready, man. Ready for the old flight to the east, see the family, and spend a little bit of Christmas time with you guys. It's going to be cool.
I'm hyped. I'm excited.
Hyped indeed. Hyped, as am I. Got my tickets like I talked about last week. I was probably going to go ahead and do. I did it. I'm going to go to the Go Home show, Monday Night Raw in Oklahoma City. Go Home show for the Royal Rumble. So January 21st, it'll be in Oklahoma City. I'll be there. And we'll give reports from that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Going to be cool. So otherwise, that's basically it. Subscribe down below. Like. Comment as we go.
Click that little bell icon next to the subscribe button. Then you'll get, whenever we record, whenever we upload a video, you'll be the first to know.
How would you not want to be first to know? I'm getting tired of having to send everybody the links and say, hey, make sure you go watch. Subscribe, click the bell. You'll know when it's up and go watch it. And then like it and enjoy it and comment on it.
Comment section below.
Come on now. Hashtag comment.
Hashtag comment.
So let's dive into it. Monday Night Raw this past Monday, December 3rd, live from Houston, Texas, home of 41. President George H.W. Bush passed away last week. And Raw happened to be in Houston, where correct me if I'm wrong, and I apologize if I am. That's where he's from. It's where he lived. Was Houston, Texas, and they did a 10-bell salute for the former president who lost his life at 95 years.
95?
95 years.
Is that how old Stan Lee was when he died? Or wasn't he like 97?
I don't know.
He was 90-something, but damn.
I don't
Stan
know.
Lee. Richard W. Bush. But yeah, they
George H.W.
off-
Bush, a war hero, and a president. So, 10-bell salute for Mr. President, and they moved on to the regular show, which kicked off with what was going to be a match. Ronda Rousey and Natalya to take on Nia Jax and Tamina. Match started before they really even got anything physical. Out comes the Riot Squad with table in tow. It is TLC time after all, so we're going to see lots of tables, ladders, and chairs. This is where the time of year where WWE pretends like they're hardcore and had, TLC pay-per-view. Seems like they're it seemed, at least in this point to me, that they're trying to avoid having Nia Jax do too much. And hopefully he's only involved with all this main stuff until TLC because they have to. Because she won that Royal Rumble at Evolution before she started hurting people again. And they're kind of stuck on her right now. But Natty winds up going through the table on the floor after the Riot Squad had set it up. Ruby Riot kicks her. Double powerbomb assist through the table. And look at that. We don't get a match. This is why I mentioned Nia Jax not wrestling again at this point. We don't even have a match yet again. What do you think?
Yeah. Honestly, this whole Riot Squad and Natalia thing, it was interesting at first, not gonna lie. I did like it, but it's honestly like starting to get a little like annoying. Like I thought it died like 2 weeks ago or something, like maybe 2 weeks ago. The week after Ruby snapped Jim the Anvil Neidhart's glasses. The week after when they had a match, I thought then that the rivalry was done. But
well, it's got to have a finish somewhere. They got to get it to something. So I hope TLC's where it ends, but it's got to go somewhere.
It's got to end. That's what it's got to do. It's got to end.
Well, so we're not a fan of that feud then. So backstage, Ronda after the commercial. I walked on you. Say that again.
That's right. As I said, at first I was a fan. Like they put on a somewhat decent storyline, but I just thought it was gonna die already. But no.
Some storylines die quickly. Other storylines drag out. Others are just right. So we'll see how far they really want to bring this one. Ronda Rousey is seen in the back helping Natty and yells for some help. And Ronda looks pissed. She looks pissed. Alexa Bliss, she comes on out and she's going to have another open forum for Sasha Banks and Bayley. Side note, before we get to the open forum, I read a report that Mark Henry has stated that Bliss is, quote, 100% cleared to return to the ring.
Mark Henry? Coming from Mark Henry?
That's the report that I read. It's great news for her. You know, she's far from done from wrestling.
By far.
It's doubtful at this point that we'll see her then, if that's the case. Doubtful that we'll see her as a full-time GM, if she's going to come back to action. And now I'm seeing rumors circulating that Matt Hardy may come on out and be our new GM. What do you think of that?
I would love that. I would 100% love that.
It would be wonderful.
It wouldn't even be like one of those like, you know what, he's good for a few months, then he should leave. No, permanent, I don't care. Matt Hardy, GM. Comment section below.
Now, Woken Matt Hardy is the GM I want to see. I don't want to see Matt Hardy version 1. I don't want to see Hardy Boys Matt Hardy. I want to see Woken Matt Hardy GM.
Oh, yes, definitely. Because then he will delete Baron Corbin.
Yes. Oh, God, we can only hope.
Baron Corbin.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see if that transpires that way. Lots of different possibilities there. So we have the open forum with Sasha and Bayley. It's the same format as the previous week. Planned in the audience, they got questions about social media comments that Sasha is using Bayley. Sasha says they're best friends and will be tag team partners for life, which would certainly be a shame.
Happen to catch what else they said?
I did catch it.
They want to be the first ever women's tag team champions.
So once again, this has been brought up. When is this going to happen? They started planning.
The way it is, probably never.
Right. Well, they started planting signs in the crowd about a month ago. Those disappeared. Now they're mentioning it again. We have the tag teams coming together. You look at them. You look at Nia Jax and Tamina, the Iconics, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville put back together. You got Asuka and Naomi all of a sudden paired up together. So it seems like they are definitely planting the seeds for that women's tag team championship to arrive. We'll see. We talked about it in the past. I support it. I believe you were a little skeptical about him.
I was, because at first I didn't see any women's tag teams.
Right.
But now that we are, I'm starting to slowly become a fan of it.
It's something. It's something else for them to strive for, because you have one title to go after, depending, regardless of which show you're on, you only got one title to strive for as if you're in the women's division. So I think it's good to add something to be a part of, and for have fans, the WWE universe, guys like you and me, to be invested in these women for other reasons, and whether or not they're going to be in the championship picture. Well, now they can be in the tag team championship picture. That's why I like it.
I honestly wouldn't mind that. And seeing women's tag team wrestling, that would totally be another game changer for the women's division in WWE, as if they haven't already made enough game changers. We've already got the first women's TLC match, and women's tag team titles. I think that would definitely be good for the women's division.
So the second plant in the crowd asks if they could wrestle any female superstar from any era, who would it be? And anyone who didn't see this answer coming, you haven't been watching, and maybe that's the case. Maybe you're new. But they both said together, Trish and Lita, and Bayley added at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part. But, meh.
Who knows?
That entire segment was meh.
Say it again.
That entire segment was just meh.
It was meh, as it was. At least this week, it seemed like it tried to set some things up. Last week, it seemed to have absolutely no bearing on anything. It was just kind of thrown in there. This, I think, is trying to set some things up. And I wonder, perhaps they're going to go with a tag team championship tournament for the women, which could culminate in a WrestleMania tag team match between Trish and Lita and Sasha and Bayley.
I would love to see that. That'd
be good. Of course, Sasha and Bayley need to come out on top of that and be the champions. It just doesn't make sense to put it on Trish and Lita, regardless of nostalgia.
Yeah. But honestly, I think it would be good either way. The match, the hype, the atmosphere, the timing, location, everything. I think it would be perfect.
WrestleMania, of course, in the New York area this coming year at MetLife Stadium. So get you some tickets, Mike. They're on sale now, I think.
I think they are. I think they've been on sale for like the last month.
Well, get at it, man. As we say in Oklahoma, get after it. The third plant in the crowd, the third plant asks what superpower they would have if they could. And Bayley says that she would make things disappear and would start with Alexa Bliss. That's so funny. Sasha agrees, of course, and Bliss reminds Banks that she's the one who took her title, which got a bit of a reaction from the crowd, which is nice. I like how when they go after Alexa, she has a response, because Alexa is the only person in that ring with any clout when it comes to main roster history.
That she does, and she really is the only woman in WWE that knows how to use the mic, except for Becky Lynch and kind of climbing up there, Ronda Rousey. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I do like Ronda on the mic. There is some work that needs to be done, but she's definitely not terrible. She's definitely not Asuka. So no, I'm ready for Asuka.
Well, Asuka has an excuse. She doesn't speak English.
Well,
not
yeah.
Well. I think one person you left out on the good on the mic list is Charlotte Flair. Charlotte is good on that mic.
Charlotte is good on the mic. Despite
the horrible woos. But other than that, Sasha's got some skill. Charlotte's got some skill on there as well. So, Fox, Dana Brooke, Mickey James, they come to the ring again. Bliss stops them. She says, no, 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 no. That's not going to happen again. But instead of a sneak attack, we get a match. So it's going to be Sasha Banks and Bayley against Mickey James and Alicia Fox. So here we go. Like we said, another women's tag team championship mention. And we have these three put together. You're really not going to put Dana Brooke in that idea. So perhaps one of those tag teams now will be Mickey James and Alicia Fox.
Well, both of them are highly skilled veterans of WWE.
Oh, yeah.
So I see them going far, but I don't see them making it all the way.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, they're not anybody cares about. They really, and they tried. They tried with Mickey by putting her with Alexa. I just think the fans stopped caring about Mickey James a long time ago, and it's unfortunate because I don't think she's a great actor, but she's definitely a skilled athlete.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, they're the ones who are first round elimination, second round elimination kind of people. Semifinals, no. No. But basic stuff in that match, relatively entertaining. Bayley gets the pin on Mickey James for the win. And that was that on that. Then we see Ronda Rousey in the back confronting Alexa Bliss. Bliss says that she sent the Riot Squad home, and we'll address that next week. And Rousey threatens to wreak havoc. Bliss says she's not going to allow that to happen, and Rousey says she'll find herself a new partner to take on Nia Jax and Tamina later on in the evening.
Yes, and that partner did turn out to be Ember Moon.
Mm-hmm.
And the match that they put on, it was definitely it was decent. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. I've definitely seen worse, but
Want to hear something that's worse? The Rise to Raw General Manager segment for Baron Corbin. That was worse. Absolutely stupid.
That was awful.
I'm sorry. Corbin is dull, always has been, always will be. They're doing everything they can to make him look relevant. But I'm sorry. It's just another heel authority figure being stuffed down our throats, doing heelish things, which is good at a certain point. When you pass that point, knock it off. Just get him off the damn TV. Stop with the rule changes, rule additions, all of this stuff that he is constantly doing.
Yeah. And along with this whole rise to power of Baron Corbin, there was the Drew McIntyre Appreciation Night, which, went sideways as Dolph Ziggler came out and interfered, which, I'm sorry, but when did they disband Drew and Dolph?
Monday, I guess. Ziggler came out, interrupted. He says he didn't understand why he wasn't involved in this. And guesses that his invitation to McIntyre's party must have gotten lost in the mail. McIntyre retorts with, "You weren't invited." So it's my opinion is this whole thing, I guess it's a Dolph Ziggler face turn. If it is, if it isn't, it doesn't really matter. He's just being used as a sacrificial lamb, in my opinion, for Drew McIntyre's push. A push very well deserved and needed for this brand. I mean, McIntyre is the real deal. That's a guy that needs to be pushed to the top. I think by the Royal Rumble, he should at least be in the Intercontinental Championship picture. At least.
At least.
So, we'll see. Like I said,
challenging Brock Lesnar for the Universal title?
That'd be a good match. That'd be a good match.
It wouldn't. Because, knowing Brock Lesnar, he'll take like 20 Claymore kicks and then, 2 F5s, he's done.
Yeah, but I think if they do actually put the time into the match, it's just something that McIntyre could carry. I think he would.
If they don't Brock Lesnar it up. If they definitely actually put the time and effort into it, and can actually act out the match, then it would be good. But I don't see it happening.
Well, Brock Lesnar has surprised us in the past, and I think it is very, very dependent on who his opponent is. carrying the match because Lesnar's time, in my opinion, is long over as a skilled in-ring competitor for professional wrestling. He is just what you said. He's suplexes and F5s. That's all he's got.
That's all he's got.
That's all he does, and it gets old. It was fun and entertaining for a little while. It's old. For me, it's old. I'm done. I'm tired of it. But when you put him in the ring with certain people, he can still find a way to make a good match. The one exception to that, somehow or another, WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, Brock Lesnar, a no-holds-barred match against Dean Ambrose, and Ambrose wasn't able to make that a good match. That match was just bad. It was just bad. What can you do?
And it's tough because that was back when they were really building up Ambrose and as like that kind of like psychopath type person.
Yeah. But Ambrose lost that match on top of it, so it's just bad WWE booking on top of it.
Yeah.
Well, Lucha House Party is happening again. Scott Dawson of the Revival takes on Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party rules. Dawson loses again. I wouldn't be shocked if the exact same thing happens next week or tomorrow to Dash Wilder. He'll come out. He'll demand a one-on-one match, but no, it's going to be Lucha House Party rules. And we get to listen to Corey Graves complaining on commentary, which, by the way, is gold. I love Corey Graves during Lucha Underground matches.
Definitely. I love Corey Graves on commentary. But I don't love Lucha fucking House Party. I hate it.
You can't tell me they're not entertaining to watch, though. Set up the way it is. I mean, it's funny to me. Set up the way it is. I hate that they're using the Revival for this. Use some no-name jobbers from each location that they're at, locality, and do that for a little bit. I just wish they'd stop shitting on the Revival.
Yeah, that too. And this just Lucha House Party rule that all three members of Lucha House Party can compete. When did New Day do this?
I was just going to say, you know what you do? You have Lucha Underground. I keep saying Lucha Underground. Lucha House Party. Move them over to SmackDown or New Day to Raw. Have them go at it. Speaking of Lucha Underground, did you know that have you ever watched Lucha Underground?
Bits and pieces here.
Little bits. Okay. I'm not a religious watcher of Lucha Underground. I have watched it. I have followed some storylines in the past. And did you know that they have trios titles?
I did know that.
Yeah. 3-man tag teams. Lucha House Party rules, I guess, is what you want to call it. And they have belts for trios, which is a different idea. And I applaud Lucha Underground for thinking of that and being innovative enough to put it out there.
Definitely. But I don't like Lucha House Party. I don't like them.
But I love listening to Corey Graves complain about it. It's hysterical.
The only part about Lucha House Party that I like, they bring out Corey Graves. Just period. They bring out Corey Graves.
Corey's awesome. I love Corey Graves. I have nothing bad to say about him. What else do we got? Elias. He gets in the ring. He does his shtick. He's interrupted by Lio Rush and the almighty Bobby Lashley. Lashley poses, and I said last week, I guess they're finally done with him posing and showing his ass. Nope. They weren't done with that. He still turns around, bends over. Elias goes after him, but gets his ass handed to him for a bit, turns the tides, chases Lashley to the back with his guitar. But after Lashley gets away, he got his guitar over the back of Lio Rush. Didn't even realize how Rush got onto the stage at first, and then I see Finn Balor had come out and thrown him onto the stage.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. But like now that you said it, I'm starting to remember it. But like all of a sudden you just see Lio like fly onto the stage, and I was like, where the hell did he come from? Mm-hmm. And for a moment, I actually thought that was Lars Sullivan making his debut, and like debuting as a face, nonetheless. That got me like, what the fuck? But no, it was Finn Balor.
Well, Finn has had his issues with Bobby Lashley in the past, and I guess they're not letting it die.
I don't know why.
Well, backstage, Baron Corbin meets with Jinder Mahal. No one cares. Then he calls in Rhino and Heath Slater, tells them that there's only enough room on Raw for one of them, as he's going over the books. We don't just don't have room for both of you. Which one of you want to quit and let the other keep his job? Well, of course, neither one wants to quit. Heath Slater, I got kids. I can't quit.
Oh, I got a job, man. I need a job. I got kids. I don't have a title, though, because Ambrose stole it.
Well, Corbin sets up a match between the two, and the loser would be fired. We'll see that later. Bobby Roode took on what we thought was going to be taking on Drake Maverick earlier in the show. They were told that if Roode could beat Maverick, that Roode and Chad Gable would get a title opportunity against Authors of Pain, AOP. Well, during the match, AOP is seen in the back beating on Chad Gable, so Corbin runs in and, changes the match, because that's supposed to be entertaining, and makes it a 3-on-2 handicap match, AOP and Maverick versus Roode and Gable. Gable already beat to smithereens and can't even make it out to the ring. So essentially, it's a 3-on-1 match for Roode. AOP runs to the ring. Finally, at some point or another, Gable makes his way out. He tries to help. It's no avail. AOP destroys them before tagging in Drake Maverick to pin Bobby Roode. I just hope this is leading to a Bobby Roode heel turn. That's the only thing I can see why any of this would make any kind of sense.
Oh, yeah. And then, a few months later, you're going to see a notification on WWE.com that says we wish Chad Gable all of his luck on his future endeavors because we are going to release his ass.
Problem with Chad Gable is he has no personality.
Ever since American
All talent in the world.
Ever since American Alpha broke up.
That was it for him. And it's just something that I don't understand about WWE's way of thinking. Everybody expects a tag team breakup pretty quickly. And you wonder why there's no real tag teams out there anymore. And you wonder why there's really no respect for the tag team championships and its divisions. It's because everybody's just waiting for that tag team to implode and break up. And one of the two benefit from it. Sometimes, not always. And the other, it's classic rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Shawn Michaels turned heel and his career took off. Marty Jannetty, you never heard from. He was always a nobody after that. And when he was finally gone, he was gone. Nobody cared about Marty Jannetty. American Alpha, they were trying to do something with Jordan Jones.
Jason Jordan tried to do.
Jason Jordan. I have a friend named Jordan Jones that I don't know why I heard Jordan in my head. And anyway, Jason Jordan, they tried to do something with. It wasn't working, but then he got hurt. So, that's not his fault. But you look at, people talk about successful tag teams of today, and they're the ones who have never broken up. The Usos have been together how long?
A while. Almost 10 years. Didn't they debut in 2009?
I don't know what year they debuted, but they've been together the whole time.
Yeah, they have.
The New Day.
New Day's
together a long time. And how many times have we heard rumors of their impending breakup? They'll do it.
Yeah.
There's no need to do it.
You can't do it because those are the only two good tag teams.
Pretty much. AOP I do like AOP, but
it's just like a typical squash match.
Until they get some real competition. And you're not going to find real competition for these kinds of guys unless you have established tag teams. You move the Usos over. Put the Usos in the ring with AOP. That'd be a fun match.
I'm honestly trying to think about that.
The Usos, in my opinion, can make any match a good match. I think the Usos are so beyond talented. I love the Usos.
Usos are definitely one of those top tier tag teams. But just, I don't know, it would be like a few super kicks, a few splashes, then AOP will win. Like,
they may win this time. As well as I do, feuds don't disappear after one title match. I think it would go back and forth. A few pay-per-views. Usos would win at some point, take the belts. Oh, excuse me, the titles. We're not allowed to call them belts. Can't call them belts. But yeah, I think again that the Usos can make any match a good match. Doesn't matter who they're wrestling.
Oh, for sure. Usos have really gotten so much better since when did they make their heel turn? 2016?
I don't know, day one-ish. See what I did there?
Nah.
I'm an Uso, Mark. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Nice.
We talked last week about live event stories. I was at a live event. I think it was a SmackDown taping a few years ago. One of the Usos was wrestling The Miz, and at the time is when Damien Sandow was playing Damien Mizdow and mimicking everything that Miz did as his stunt double. So I'm watching this match, and it happened to be the first time I ever saw the Usos live. And it was when they were still coming out doing their Samoan dance entrance thing, and they were wearing the bright orange colors and green colors and stuff like that. So just to give you a little bit of a feel of how long ago this was. But I had a laugh because there was a point in the match where The Miz was down. Sandow jumped himself into the ring and went down. One Uso goes up to the turnbuckle, to the top rope to do the splash. The other looks at him because Sandow's laying there on the mat, so he just goes. He jumps up on the other rope and they do the double splash. It was hysterical to me. It was fun. The crowd dug it. It was awesome. God, I miss Damien Mizdow. Mizdow. God, he was so good.
Mizdow I loved Mizdow. I loved Mizdow so much.
Well, moving along here, Dean Ambrose, he cuts a promo, and we get a SWAT team coming out with gas masks on, followed by Dean Ambrose himself with a gas mask on. He speaks through the mask, looks and sounds stupid. He's wearing it because you can't be too safe from the diseases of people in Houston. And my opinion, dumb, corny. Takes off the mask, and Ambrose, he spends most of his promo healing on the crowd instead of Seth Rollins.
Oh, yeah.
For me, this isn't the heel Dean Ambrose I was hoping to see. I was hoping for a more silent, not mute, but a more silent but vicious Dean Ambrose. That's
how it was when he debuted.
Yeah. I mean, with his popularity, he's less likely to get booed if he was the way I want him to be. So I guess the shtick works for what they're trying to get out of it. They want him to be booed. They tried to get Becky Lynch to be booed. Well, that sure as hell didn't happen. She even tried healing on the crowd. Didn't work. Did not work. It's at least working with Ambrose. He's not getting cheered.
Same with Elias. Was it the night after WrestleMania? Well, now that I'm saying it, night after WrestleMania, the crowds are always crazy. But then he goes and he's like, "You guys are all nothing but filthy scumbags." And there was a chant, and it was, "We are scumbags."
Yeah.
We are scumbags.
Night after WrestleMania crowd is awesome. I have never been a part of that, and I so want to be a part of that. Next time I find out that Mania is going to be probably would be Dallas for me in terms of locality. I'm going to save up the money and go to both shows if I can. Mania and the Raw after.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I've been to 2 Manias, never been to a Raw after Mania, though. So really? that's a fun time, it seems. So anyway, Rollins, he enters from the crowd. His music hits. He's waiting for him at the ramp, but Rollins enters from the crowd, takes out the SWAT guys that are in his way, clears the ring of Ambrose, and the rest of the SWAT guys jump in. Rollins takes care of them, and then catches Ambrose on the way out into the crowd, and they roll it out in the crowd, which is always good TV, in my opinion. Ambrose finally rips off a gas mask off of one of the SWAT guys and starts beating Rollins with it, and takes over and the whole deal. So,
honestly, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good promo, attack promo, whatever you want to call it. A good build-up for their match at TLC. I thought it was a good build-up.
I agree. It was a good build up. I just wish it wasn't with the cheesiness of the gas masks and the healing on the crowd the way he did. I think just a couple of quick one liners on Rollins. Rollins comes in through the crowd and they do the rest the way they did it. And I think that's sufficient.
Understandable.
But you got to kill 3 hours of airtime somehow, right?
I mean, yeah. I'm telling you,
listen,
put the hours off of and give it to NXT. So now all 3 shows are 2 hours.
I wouldn't hate that.
I wouldn't hate that either.
I wouldn't hate that at all.
2 hours of NXT, essentially.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, of course, but you're talking 2 total different entities. You got SmackDown going to be going to Fox. You've got Raw, who makes all that money on USA, and NXT is on the network. So it's not as simple as just, here, take that hour and give it to NXT. That's not – it would be nice if it were that simple, but it just isn't. Speaking Rollins and Ambrose, this feud is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's going to continue regardless of what happens at TLC. It's going to continue on through at least the Royal Rumble. How do I know this? It's an advertised dark match for the January 21st Raw in Oklahoma City.
Nice.
So this is not going anywhere after TLC. It's going to proceed, and we'll see what happens at that point.
Way to spoil it.
You are welcome. Well, I didn't spoil anything. I didn't spoil any results. It's just that we know the feud is going to continue post TLC. It's not over.
It makes me feel that Dean Ambrose is going to win at TLC, though.
He might. He might. It would make sense. I mean, you put all this time and effort and energy into building him up the way that they want him to look, and then just to come out and lose, it's going to be useless and worthless. I think Ambrose should win at TLC and then have Rollins go for his rematch and do all of that fun jazz.
Yeah, they should. I don't know how I would feel about Ambrose winning the IC title anymore, though. Like, just the way he is as a heel. Like, when he was a face and the Intercontinental Champion, it was awesome. But
I have a pitch. Just now thought of it in my head. Here's my pitch. Ambrose wins the TLC. And this is an unfortunate pitch for Ambrose because it only has him holding the championship through the Rumble, where Seth Rollins wins it back at the Rumble, only to be attacked by Drew McIntyre to set up the match at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Intercontinental Championship.
I can see that. I definitely wouldn't hate on it. It would definitely be a good idea, but I just don't see it happening.
You're probably right. Just an idea that I just now entered in my head. I don't know how logistically possible it is. Like I said, it just calls for a very short title reign, one and done it for Ambrose. But it's not like they haven't done that before. Look at Sasha Banks. She's a 4-time Raw Women's Champion, and she's probably held the title for a grand total of 50 days. You know? I mean,
yeah.
She is yet to successfully defend that title. So anyway, we get Nia Jax and Tamina interview in the back. Worthless, who cares? Rhino versus Heath Slater. Reluctant, but Rhino finally gives in, goes after Slater in the match, and Slater winds up, after getting his ass kicked throughout the entire match, which is only about a minute and a half, he winds up with the victory. Rhino gone from Monday Night Raw. Slater, he is then in the back, told by Corbin that, yes, he gets to still be employed on Raw, but not as a competitor, and hands him a referee shirt and tells him he's a referee. Just not entertaining to me. More heel authority nonsense. It's just he's got his hands on every single segment.
I mean, I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Heath Slater as a referee. I think he would definitely be one of those like Earl Hebner referees. Just the way it happened is a little. I mean, I'm not totally hating on it. Like I said, I don't think Heath Slater would do a terrible job as a referee, but just the way it all happened just sucks.
I just hope it goes to something. I don't see Heath Slater just spending the rest of his career as a referee on Raw. I just don't see that. I hope that this is some kind of lead up to something. He'll referee a couple of matches. He'll be obviously annoyed by having to do it. He'll be backstage with Corbin or whoever the GM is and say, this isn't me. This isn't what I want to do. I want to compete. And something will happen to put him back in the ring and hopefully give him a little bit of a push, a little bit of TV time and something better than what he's doing now.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say he could be the next Jinder for all we know. I mean, all three members of three-man band 3MB, they're all on Raw. So, but you know, Jinder came out of nowhere and all of a sudden was the WWE champion. So why not Heath?
I'm still waiting for a 3MB reunion.
Oh man. Well, with the push McIntyre's getting right now, I wouldn't hold my breath for a 3MB reunion anytime soon. You may see something in the Royal Rumble if Slater is in competition by that point. Maybe something quick in the Royal Rumble. You know, they like to do those little jokes, inside jokes, and find ways to get a quick pop out of the crowd. That's something I could see happening should Slater find his way into the Rumble.
Definitely. I honestly think that if something does happen in the Rumble, it won't mean anything. Because probably just Drew's gonna eliminate him, or if Corbin is still in charge, he's still probably gonna change the rules.
You're 100% right on Drew's going to eliminate him. 100% right. They are pushing Drew McIntyre. So have this cool, awesome 3MB reunion. Crowd will go apeshit for it. And then Drew just turns on both of them, double clothesline, toss them both over the top rope, get all the heat in the world. It'd be extremely entertaining 15 seconds. It really, really would.
Oh, yeah. That'd be funny.
Finn and Jinder, they take to the ring. Dull match. Mahal spent most of it meditating or whatever it is he's doing. I don't know what happened to him. This man's a former WWE champion. The Singh brothers get involved, and Apollo Crews comes out and helps. Where's he been?
Dead.
Dead. Is this another shot at something for Apollo?
No.
Doubtful. Yeah,
no.
Doubtful. And by the way, Balor won the match. Yippee. Balor is then attacked in the back by Drew McIntyre. Look at this beautiful little snowflake that's coming in behind me. Look at this kid. Is she beautiful or what?
Jessie. I see Jessie.
That's my little girl. So anyway, Balor is attacked in the back by Drew McIntyre. Hard hits. Did you hear all of that?
Oh, yeah. You just hear it just...
Man, they hit hard. Tell me wrestling's fake. Go ahead. Tell me wrestling is fake. I hate that word. It's a four-letter word.
I want to just hit someone hard with a hammer. Whoever does that, is that so much to ask? Just take a hammer.
Nia Jax and Tamina take on Ronda Rousey and now Ember Moon. To point on Jax's heat, Ember Moon's husband. Did you see this? I think it was a tweet. He's an indie wrestler by the name of Matthew Palmer, quoted as saying of Jax, quote, "Hope this unsafe moron doesn't hurt my wife again," end quote. I don't personally remember Jax hurting Ember Moon at any point, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if she did. But whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. That later got deleted. But, yeah, that went out there. Lots of action prior to the bell. Rousey gets Tamina to tap at the arm bar. That's that match, and that's Raw. That's how Raw closed with Nia Jax.
I'm not even. That's a more you topic. Topic.
I think WWE looked at that more of they closed with Ronda Rousey and not Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Jax was not a part of the fall, so. It's helping keep Jax strong because of their TLC, but Lord give me Tuesday. Give me Tuesday. Let's move on. SmackDown Live from Austin, Texas. We start with a video recap of last week's Women's Battle Royal, which added Asuka to the Women's TLC match for the title. Paige is in the ring.
Will be like match of the year, probably.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that. Until WrestleMania, when we see Lynch, Rousey, and Charlotte. That's what I hope happens.
Oh, yeah.
Paige is in the ring for the contract signing, introduces all three women for the TLC match, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. They do some back and forth bickering of truth bombs between the three. They sign the contract. Asuka challenges Flair. Well, let's backtrack a little bit. Lynch signed the contract first.
Everyone came out first saying, you know, we should be in the title spot. We're working our asses off. And then Paige decides to make a battle royal with the winner being added to Charlotte Flair v. Lynch at TLC, which ultimately ended up being Asuka winning. Now Asuka's added to the match. Boom, match of the year. Thank you very much.
And that's where it should have lied. But Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville come out during the challenge, during the signing, and challenge who is now left in the ring in Asuka. Well, they didn't challenge him, but Paige makes the match because they're flapping their gums. Asuka and Charlotte Flair against Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. Now, here's the deal. Lynch was already gone at this point. Lynch signed the contract, left. No physicality. Not involved in the match. As the match is going on, she comes back during the commercial break. Now she's just sitting in the chair where the announce tables are at. Watches the match. Match is over. She takes off. No physicality. Let's talk about this for a second. I personally hadn't heard any of this, but it apparently was out there. Rumors that Becky Lynch not yet cleared.
Really?
Not yet cleared. Yeah. This is what here's how I heard it was from Becky herself. Maybe I'm just not reading up enough. I've been a little busy in life, so I'm not reading up enough on the rumors. Her disappearance and lack of physical contact seem to certainly support these reports to me. Lynch addressed the rumors when she tweeted, quote, "Nothing will keep me from fighting on December 16th. I've got heads to slap and a title to keep. The man will come around." Close quote. Now, this doesn't exactly confirm or deny anything, but I did happen to notice that she didn't say, "I am clear to compete." She didn't say that. She said, "The man will come around." Does that mean you're not around yet? So, the way I interpret it is, no, she's not cleared yet. And if that's the case, that's probably why Asuka got added to begin with. This way, if Lynch cannot compete, you still have the Charlotte-Asuka match to go with.
Well, then what is Becky going to do with the women's title?
We'll find out.
Vacate it?
God, I hope not.
I know.
I hope not. Vacant has had an awful lot of titles.
I swear to God. If they vacate Becky Lynch, I will politely take a hammer to Paige's head. Politely, though. Nothing personal. Just, what the fuck are you doing with Becky Lynch?
Well, that's not Paige's fault if she's literally not cleared. Paige is a character.
I mean, Becky Lynch needs a bigger concussion.
Well, anyway, in this tag team match, Flair accidentally kicks Asuka off of the apron. Asuka not so accidentally retaliates when she kicks Flair in the face, which causes her to get pinned by Sonya Deville.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad that Deville and Rose won because it was well-deserved for them, at least.
Yeah.
But it was just like... it was like a Shield thing. So, like, what was it? It was Rollins accidentally attacked Ambrose, and then Ambrose was like, "Yo, dude, what the hell's wrong with you?" It was basically just like that.
It's basic WWE formula. It's how they do it. It's how they break people up. It's how they create tension between a couple of superstars. I don't hate it. I think this is kind of new for these two. It's very new for these two in particular, for Charlotte and Asuka to be going at each other. Even though they fought at last year's WrestleMania, with Charlotte won and broke Asuka's winning streak. I think it's a story being very well told right now, and by far the most interesting happening in WWE at the moment. I'm okay with it right now. Right now. Today, I'm okay with it. We'll talk in a couple of weeks, but we'll see.
Yes.
Asuka. I'm glad she's finally getting pushed again. You know, I mean, she disappeared into oblivion. And anyway, Xavier Woods is Jey Uso and Cesaro in a triple threat match.
Oh my God. Did you see Cesaro? He was swinging the Uso, and then Xavier was on his back, and he's still doing it.
He is freakishly strong.
He is.
Freakishly strong.
He really is.
Incredible. It's incredible.
He's definitely stronger than what he gives off.
Yeah. He doesn't look that strong, right?
He doesn't. He doesn't look that strong, but he's a freak.
He's a beast.
And a hat.
He's a beast.
He is.
Beast. Brock Lesnar is not a beast. Cesaro is a beast.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Comment section. Hashtag Cesaro is the real beast.
Hashtag Cesaro is the beast. The real beast.
Real beast.
The New Day commentary table is set up in full force, which is cool fun for me. Graves made some kind of mention to they were in Austin, Texas, which is the home of the Texas Longhorns. And he made mention of Texas Longhorns being unable to beat my Oklahoma Sooners in the Big 12 championship, which was responded by, I wasn't sure which of the other commentators. I can't really tell their voices. But he said, Boomer Sooner. Boomer Sooner. That's my thing. I'm like good old JR. Big old Oklahoma fan. And last night, by the way, Oklahoma quarterback Kyler Murray wins the Heisman. Yeah, buddy. It's 2 years in a row the Oklahoma quarterback won the Heisman. Anyway, let's get back on track. Man, this was a good match. You got three very, very talented athletes in that ring at one time. It was fun. It was a good, fun match. Uso with a clean victory. I liked it. What do you think?
I liked it. It was definitely a good match. Like you said, three talented people. Cesaro with that freakish strength of his. It was definitely a good, like, one member of the tag team in a big match. Like, it was definitely. So is this gonna like lead up to a triple threat between the Usos, the Bar, and the New Day?
I wouldn't doubt it. I think probably next week we'll see the other two involved in the same thing. We'll see Sheamus, Jimmy Uso, and one of the other New Day members in probably another triple threat match, which will probably lead to a TLC triple threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
TLC match. Make it a TLC match.
I don't think they will. They have enough. They already have a couple. So I don't think that's going to happen.
They have one.
They have
Lynch, Flair, Asuka.
I feel like Rollins Ambrose is also one.
I don't think it is.
We'll have to look that up. How's that for being prepared for a show? Neither one of us have a clue. I love it. We go backstage, interview with Rusev and Lana. Rusev made me hungry with all the food he was talking about.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Self-hungry with all the food he was talking about. But best part of the interview was just the best day of the best holiday of the year. He walks out, comes right back in. Rusev Day! Yes, it's back.
It's not the same without Eden, though.
Who cares?
I don't.
Rusev Day is back, baby. Miz TV special guest Daniel Bryan. Miz starts and immediately interrupted by Truth and Carmella for a quick dance break. Thank God we got that.
Thank you. Next.
Bryan goes off on the fans for being dangerous to the environment, and I was laughing my ass off. Such great heel stuff that is just it's him. He's Mr. Environmental. He and Brie Bella both.
Oh,
And now he's using it in his character, screaming at people for drinking out of plastic water bottles. Sorry, DB.
But yeah, it was a good Miz TV with Daniel Bryan. With Styles coming in and attacking Daniel Bryan.
Now Miz throws, or Bryan throws Miz in front of AJ when he came out, and they started double teaming AJ. So now all of a sudden, Miz and Daniel Bryan are working together.
I wouldn't mind that.
Well, I mean, it's what happened. It's just it's funny, it's odd, it's interesting to me with the way they did this whole feud between the Miz and Daniel Bryan. And in this Miz TV segment, Miz is asking him the whole time, saying, "So you finally realized that everything I told you was real and right. You are the WWE champion today because you finally listened to me." Which Daniel Bryan said, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. We all know the answer is yes. It's all about the Miz.
Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy. Good Lord. It's all about the Miz because he's awesome. That's how I look at it. So we'll see where that
They
lands.
should have a Little Jimmy segment instead of a dance break. Comment section below. Little Jimmy segment.
Hashtag bring back Little Jimmy.
Hashtag bring back Little Jimmy.
I like it. What I don't like is another Randy Orton Jeff Hardy match.
I will not oppose to that because it was a good match.
It was a good match, but why? Why?
I don't care. Love it.
You know, it promoted Hardy and Samoa Joe because Samoa Joe came over the screen. He's at a bar and everything, giving Orton the distraction that he needed for the RKO victory over Hardy. You know, this match was made to build the Hardy-Joe feud. I get that. Why Orton? It did nothing for the Orton-Mysterio feud.
Is the Orton Mysterio feud even going on?
It was last week.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been no cap to it. Shouldn't just stop in the middle of it. You would think some kind of a finish at a pay-per-view match would be the answer. But Joe's Drink Responsibly PSA promo, how great was that?
Oh, Joe. He has no chill. He doesn't know when to stop. He went over the line with AJ Styles. He's starting to go over the line with Hardy. Just
That's what he's known for. That's what he's known for. He goes after the controversial topics. And when you start going after people's families, you start going after their real, legit alcoholic issues from their past, like he is with Jeff Hardy right now. That's what makes it golden. People cry and scream all the time for more Attitude Era, bring the Attitude Era back. But then when Joe does something like he did on Tuesday and people start screaming about how offensive that is, you know, people, my opinion, today are not ready for the Attitude Era. They can't handle it.
oh no.
Slightest little bit of controversial something happens on that show, people go up in arms. Not all people, of course. I mean, it's not like
I'm gonna tweet about what Joe said to Hardy.
I can't believe he would go after Jeff Hardy. It was alcoholism is a disease that he couldn't help and blah blah. And look, I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm not saying that it's anything to be joked around about. However, when you want the Attitude Era, you're going to have to expect those kinds of things. It's controversial. Don't ask for one thing, and when you get something very close and similar to it, complain about it.
People are just stupid.
AJ Styles takes on The Miz. Daniel Bryan goes to commentary. He interferes a couple of times, but Styles gets the tap out with the calf crusher. And then Bryan attacks Styles after the match.
Overall, it was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely some good build-up between the two. Are they having a match at TLC? Yeah, right?
Are they what?
Styles and Bryan, aren't they having a match at TLC?
I believe they are.
I believe they are too. So,
They should. I mean,
a TLC match.
mm.
And
We'll
Styles
research.
W.
I
Well,
talked over you again because I suck. I'm sorry. Go ahead again.
I said good TLC build-up and good Styles win.
Pretty good show on SmackDown. I did enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday night, Full Sail University. NXT is back there. They were away in San Jose the prior week. First thing we see is Matt Riddle against Punishment Martinez.
His first name is Punishment. Overall, I like Matt Riddle. I've seen Matt Riddle on the indies. I've seen him in, like the independent circuit. So, I love Matt Riddle. I love him.
Matt Riddle, he's got a lot of hype coming in right now. To be fair for myself, I have never, until Wednesday, seen Matt Riddle wrestle. I've heard the hype. That particular match was probably not one of his greatest. I wasn't overly impressed with him. I wasn't disappointed in him. But honestly, I was more impressed with Martinez. It's a big man. He's moving around pretty good. I know we'll see better from Riddle than we did this past Wednesday. I just, like I said, for my first experience in a Matt Riddle match was to me.
Definitely wasn't a terrible match, but there's definitely more to come with Matt Riddle.
Yeah. Now, I missed NXT TakeOver War Games when he took on Cassius Ohno. I didn't see that match.
There was barely any match to watch. The show started with Matt Riddle coming out saying, dude, this Cassius Ohno dude really killing my vibe, bro. Why don't we just have him come out and we'll have a match? He comes out, Matt Riddle, you're nothing but a punk. Then come in here and prove me wrong. Stuff like that. Match starts. Literally, the two come at each other. Matt Riddle knees him in the face. 1, 2, 3. Literally, the match lasted 30 seconds.
Well, there you go. So I think NXT needs to do something to showcase him a little bit better than if that's the case, because, I mean, again, he's got all of this hype. You've seen him in the indies. I have not. You're telling me he's great, and I believe you.
He is.
I look forward to seeing it because I haven't yet.
And there have been a few moments in his indie time where it kind of sort of seems like he was going to be the next Pete Dunne, because he would occasionally do like dirty things, or not really dirty things, but like more aggressive things. Like he'll literally just like snap someone's hand, snap someone's arm. He'll just take any extremity and snap it.
That sounds fun. Speaking of Cassius Ohno, he was ambushed. I'm sorry, he did ambush Matt Riddle after that match on the ramp, so that feud's not over. I'm sure we'll see that at TakeOver Phoenix.
And hopefully it'll last more than 30 seconds.
That'd be nice. An actual match.
Hmm.
So what happened after that? We learned there's going to be a fatal 4-way match in 3 weeks to determine the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. The first person already qualified, Bianca Belair. She qualified at a house show. That makes sense. Undefeated.
That what?
She's undefeated. It makes sense. Put her around there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Who do you think the other 3 slots are going to go to?
I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Could be any number of women.
Yeah, but
I'm thinking Io Shirai, because she keeps coming out and helping people. Mia Yim, perhaps.
Yeah, Mia Yim.
Who'd that 4th one be?
Kai.
Dakota Kai. She did have a real good against Shayna Baszler this week.
Was that?
She did have a really good match against Baszler this week.
She did. She definitely died trying.
Mm-hmm. Or the obvious option, which I've tried to stay away from, but I guess we really can't. Kairi Sane. Makes sense.
And Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, and who was the other one?
Io Shirai.
Yeah.
So Io Shirai, she came out. Shayna Baszler took on Dakota Kai in a non-title match. Excellent match. Really, really good match. Lots of back and forth. Kai took a stiff boot to the face at one point. After the match, Baszler got the tap out victory, and then her horsewomen cohorts, they jump in the ring, and the three of them, Baszler, Duke, and Schaefer, they all start jumping on Dakota Kai. And who comes to her rescue but Io Shirai? So that's why I think it makes sense. Io Shirai is going to find her way in this, at least in this Fatal 4-Way match, if not to win the Fatal 4-Way match, because she's sticking her nose in Baszler's business 2 weeks in a row now. It kind of makes sense to me that she would be the one that would win the Fatal 4-Way and go on to face Shayna Baszler.
I'm good with whoever except Kairi Sane. I don't want to see another Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler.
Little done with that. Yeah, I'm with you.
Little done with that.
I am with you. Before that Kai Baszler match, Humberto Carrillo and Raul Mendoza took on the Forgotten Sons. That was actually a fun back and forth match as well. Realistically, if you look at anything that's coming out of an NXT match, you're probably going to find a fun match. Because I say that a lot. It was a fun back and forth match. It was a fun back and forth match. I say that as much as you say honestly. So it's there. It happens. Forgotten Sons come up with a win. Honestly, I say that a lot. Okay, the show ended with the Tommaso Ciampa promo.
Tommaso Ciampa promo, and then Johnny Gargano and Aleister Black came out. Basically, Johnny Gargano wanted another match with him. Aleister Black wanted a match with him, and Aleister goes for Black Mass on Johnny, but then Johnny ducks, and then he hits Tommaso Ciampa.
Which was sweet. Ciampa, who, by the way, at this point was standing on the ring apron, he was telling everything about what was going on, and Aleister Black had come out, said he wanted to get his rematch finally. So he requests his rematch. Gargano at that point came out, and Ciampa found the way to divert Aleister Black away from him and put him back on Gargano, and he said, you guys should have been in the steel cage at NXT War Games TakeOver. So there you go. We now have a steel cage match set up between Johnny Gargano and Aleister Black. So that's going to be fun.
Looking forward to that at NXT Phoenix, right? Phoenix?
Yes, NXT Phoenix.
NXT Phoenix. I'm looking forward to that match a lot.
That is Royal Rumble weekend. That is our next takeover. It will be Royal Rumble weekend, which will be late January. I don't have the date. Yeah. I'm sure they have it. Good time.
So yeah, basically the week in a nutshell. Honestly, I think once again SmackDown.
I agree. SmackDown takes it once again. I think SmackDown is the dominant brand right now. I very much love what's going on NXT as well. I like the action a little bit more on SmackDown right now.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch is owning WWE, and she's not even wrestling.
By far and away, Becky Lynch is becoming what she says, the man.
She's the man.
She is the man.
Excellent stuff. Okay, well, I think that's it. That's all we've got. Once again, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Thank you for joining us and watching us. We'll try to get a show into you next week, but don't be shocked if we don't get a show into you next week. The schedule is just a little bit on the hectic side. If we do get a show to you, it may be live, YouTube live, with Mike and I sitting right next to one another. We'll see. I doubt it. It's a nice idea, though. We'll see what happens. Mike, you got anything to add, brother?
What was that?
You have anything to add?
Basically what you just said. Hopefully we do get a live show in next week. So just hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell icon next to it. then you will definitely see if we do post a show next week or not. But definitely like, subscribe, tell your friends, and comment section below.
Use it. Use it. Spread it out there. Share it. Let the world know we exist. Thank you again. If we don't see you next week, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Mike, I will see you next week.
I will see you next week.
Cannot wait to give you a hug, buddy. We'll talk to you all later. Thank you. Have a good week.